Hello and welcome to Summit Live. We are broadcasting from our headquarters in Whippany, New Jersey, on our website, on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Welcome. Next to me, as usual, is Mark Becker.
Hi, everyone.
Our National Sales Director, and today we're going to talk about Jacaranda Carpets, one of our great suppliers and partners from the United Kingdom that makes luxury carpets for both residential and commercial, but mostly for residential.
Well,
Jacaranda, Mark.
I was going to say you might want to talk about the background and how we got started with them.
I will. Let me tell you a little bit about Jacaranda. Mark and I met Jacaranda through a mutual relationship that we have with somebody out in the Netherlands who introduced us to Jacaranda, again from the United Kingdom. We hit it off fabulously, we'll put it that way.
For sure.
They have good pubs in England and they tell great jokes we just basically have never heard of in the United States. And from that moment on, Richard Meager, who is the founder of Jacaranda, kind of hit it off with us right from the very start.
Richard and his wife Lucy are great people, and we've always said we're going to grow this company by people, not just by product, not just by territories, and they're really salt of the earth people.
Yes, they are. And a little bit about Jacaranda is that it was founded by Richard in 2003, and he actually was shown a sample of carpet that he had never seen before, tracked down the factory that makes it, and he became partners with them. It's a factory in India, and he ended up going to New Delhi, India.
From South Africa.
That's right, he is from South Africa, but that's where the Jacaranda tree actually exists. But when he was in New Delhi, he saw flowers that reminded him of the Jacaranda tree, and thus Jacaranda was born. He came back with lots of carpet, formulated his business with his wife Lucy, and Jacaranda has grown into be a pretty good-sized international carpet manufacturer.
Well, and this is why I like the story so much, because it's meaningful to Richard. It takes him back to where he came from, the Jacaranda tree aspect of it, and everything stems from Richard's background. Everything's high quality, everything's done right. And the company actually means something to him. Of course, he wants to sell product and he wants to make a profit, but that's what companies do. As far as how people do, everyone's not quite like Richard and Lucy. They're just tremendous.
They are tremendous. And something else that I'd like the whole viewing public to know, they are dog lovers. They have 2 dogs, and because of them, in case you haven't noticed, I have a thing for dogs, and as usual, Rocco, our mascot. Come on, sorry to wake you, Rocco. Say hi. Rocco is here with us, and he really won't bother anybody. He'll probably go back to sleep in a moment. But thank you, Richard and Lucy, for being dog lovers. And let's talk a little bit about the Jacaranda product.
Yeah, Jacaranda makes hand-woven products, and they have some machine-made product, but primarily hand-woven products of wool and tencel. And when we talk about tencel, the designers who are watching, don't be afraid. Tencel is a product that was problematic for many, many people. If water spilled on it, it was just ruined. And that's because not all tencel is equal. There's a company in Austria called Lenzing. Lenzing is the only company that makes real tencel. Tencel is made from wood pulp. It gets broken down with softer means, not by harsh caustic sodas and harsh chemicals that change the cellular makeup of it.
Right.
So when Jacaranda makes product using tencel from Lenzing, they have a product that will recover from watermarks. There's more products sold in the U.S. that's labeled as tencel than is really tencel from Lenzing. Lenzing doesn't make enough product to be sold for as much as is sold in the U.S. called tencel. When fake tencel gets wet, the fibers bunch together like paper mache, and they just don't unbunch, and that's why you can't clean the spots.
You mean like they clump up?
They clump up.
Right.
But when our tencel dries, it unfolds, and this watermarks will go away. So we have a product that's not necessarily what designers.
Well, let me
are
ask you a
used to.
question. Why is it that Jacaranda or Lenzing doesn't go after the abusers? They're copywriting or they're stealing their name, tencel.
They are, and there's a reason for it, and the reason is that when you want to have a lawsuit from country to country, an international lawsuit, it's a headache, it's expensive, You may have trouble enforcing even if you win. So we're working through
Yeah.
education. We're teaching people about lensing. If you get a product from any manufacturer that cannot give you a letter stating that their Tencel is from lensing, you don't have the real thing and you may have a problem.
And Jacaranda will provide that letter of authenticity. Does it come with a warranty?
All the carpets come with the warranty. They can be used for both, as you said, commercial and residential. So you get all the bells and whistles. And you get one more thing. Jacaranda is a partner in Goodweave. For some people that don't know about Goodweave, it's an organization that Jacaranda participates with that ensures, well, it does a few things. It ensures that you don't have children working on your product.
Right.
You know, years ago, that was the thing because it's a cottage industry, handmade, and the children would help the families to survive. But we want better for people today. The world is advancing, and Goodweave puts money into schools and education so
Right.
children can have a better life.
I know quite a bit about the Goodweave organization, and to be affiliated with them, you have to be a grade A manufacturer. I know also that Goodweave will surprise their partner factories without any notice, walk in on them and make sure that they are not abusing the system, that they don't have children, laborers, and that they're doing it by the book.
Right, stewardships of the earth. And before we get into product, let's just talk a couple different things about Jacaranda in that we're going to show you broadloom samples today to the audience. And along with the broadloom, we do make bespoke area rugs of any size anybody wants. The broadloom is available in two widths, 13.2 and 16.4. And that's very important because, as you know, a lot of offices,
Right.
a lot of bedrooms can be 14 feet
Right.
wide.
The standard USA size has always been 12 feet, and certain manufacturers in the United States will make a product 12 feet 6 inches. But there are so many rooms that are 14 feet wide or 15 feet wide, where a 5 meter wide carpet, which is 16 feet 4 inches, would be perfect. They just flop it in. It's called a flop.
No seam.
No seams. And when you're buying a luxury carpet like that of Jacaranda,
Especially handmade.
you don't want to see that seam.
Right,
All
so
right.
Jacaranda offers two widths and area rugs. One quick word about area rugs and Tencel. We offer many different binding finishes. You can have wool, you can have cotton, you can have serging, but when high luster yarn, which we'll show in a minute of Tencel, you want to use a blind hem. We'll explain it when we show the yarn, but bindings are matted, high luster is shiny. Some people don't like the contrast. A blind hem will always
Okay,
look
so
good.
so let's talk a little bit about the products that Jacaranda makes. Now, Jacaranda started off in the wool business, strictly wool. We all know the benefits of wool, but and you can elaborate on that. But let me start off by showing everybody a product by Jacaranda called Willingdon. Now, Willingdon is a beautiful, chunky, thick and dense wool carpet. Beautiful colors, many of the earth tones, which are most commonly used
Yep.
in the United States and worldwide. And then, of course, they have some great blues, greens, and grays.
The colors of the day, all tip sheer adds a nice texture.
That's
Matter
correct.
of fact, Dave, if you remember, we saw Willingdon on the showroom in Chelsea Harbor when
Right.
we visited.
That's right.
And that carpet had been down for a few years and it still looked really good.
It looked brand new. And for those, let's just elaborate. Jacaranda is based in the United Kingdom, but they have a major showroom in London at Chelsea Harbor, a beautiful facility, and we were there as well. Now, another product, new, it's a series of products. We call them the H's. It's Harrington, Hayford, and Holcart. And these are wool products that are actually machine knitted. Let me say that again. These are beautiful wool products that are knitted. Machine knitted. That means they are meant to last a long, long time. These are the standard, most commonly sold colors worldwide, so they went with that. Now, this product is really well priced. We're not going to get into actual price discussion now, but if you're looking for a wool product that's
Very
going to
affordable.
last, and even with our duties and freight from Europe to the United States,
This will fit a lot of budgets.
this will, and it's beautiful, it's residential as well as commercial, and it's a great looking product, again, from Jacaranda. Now, after Jacaranda made their wool carpets, they introduced the Tencel. Now, Tencel, not to be confused with tinsel, Christmas tree tinsel, which of course we've been saying for a while. They introduced a product, one of their products called Agra. And Agra is a very heavy combination of wool and Tencel. And I don't know how well you can see this. Alan Smith is holding up a portable camera right now, but Tencel has a nice shine. It's a very, it's similar in appearance and performance to silk. So this is delicate. It's a beautiful, delicate look.
Well, Agra's a steak too. That's a thick.
Yeah,
piece
this
of
is, I
carpet.
don't know if you see this, is very chunky, very luxurious.
So
But,
you,
go ahead.
you will see on our website all of the wools from Jacaranda and all the Tencels. We're only highlighting a few products today as we introduce Jacaranda carpets to everyone. But the sister piece to Willingdon that's made from Tencel is actually right here on the table. And if you take a look, it's a tip shear, just like Willingdon. It's the same look, but in a high luster because it's Tencel. As David said, this will perform and give you the aesthetics of silk. It'll actually perform a little better than silk,
Let me
but
show
it's
another color.
really not for the heaviest of traffic, moderate traffic. One of the things Jacaranda does different in Tencel than do some other manufacturers is they really beef up the density. And that's important because as we're talking, Tencel is not as durable a fiber as wool, and you don't want it to crush down. So Jacaranda packs all of their Tencel products very, very dense. That way, you can use it in light commercial, you can use it in residential, and we even warrant it on residential stairs because of our density. It's one more thing that Jacaranda does just to beef the quality
Right,
up of the product.
they take a product that really is strictly made for the residential, but they beef it up in such a way that you can use it in more trafficked areas.
And the other thing they've done is obviously made color.
And that I want to discuss.
Yeah, most companies make this product in 3 colors: dirt, dust, and mud.
Yeah, dirt, dust, and mud are very commonly used colors worldwide, and it brings a smile to my face because if Lucy Meager, Richard's wife and co-managing director of Jacaranda, is listening to this program, and I hope she is, it may bring back a memory where we were visiting them and we were trying our best to get her
Politely say we need
politely,
color.
we really let her know that color would make a big difference in the line, not everything. And they go, oh, you don't understand that, they'll never sell. And I said, you need color, it will sell. You have to believe me. And now,
For sure,
this
in the
product,
USA we needed color.
that's true. Now this product, Satara, with these beautiful, beautiful colors, I believe it's one of their top sellers, and certainly I think will become their top seller soon, if not already.
And these colors obviously lend themselves well to area rugs, and that's why we were talking about different bindings before. When you have this high luster yarn, you need a binding that's not matted, that's not contrasting. We've shipped hundreds of rugs with a blind hem on Tencel, not only to no complaints, but we actually received positive feedback.
Right. Now, there's another product that's made of Tencel that's somewhat similar in appearance, not the same color line. Mark's got it right
Well,
now.
this is called Simla. Simla is Tencel, but this is not a tip shear. Simla will give you some beautiful colors. It will give you some beautiful earth tones, as you can see. But it's got life in it.
Hold it.
It's got that silk look. It's going to give you the shadowing that you get off of silk, but it's going to perform better than silk, as we talked about. Don't worry about watermarks. Don't worry about flattening it out. It's dense, it's real Tencel, and it will give you more than what you'll get from look-alike products.
Yeah, and it's really important that everybody knows that Tencel should be thought of as silk. It should be treated as silk. It's delicate. It's really not, it's not nearly as delicate as silk, but it's got the same looks and feel for a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, it's a highlight area, but you can take it into an executive office. You can take it in a rug under cocktail tables, under chairs in commercial buildings. It's not only residential product, but it is more delicate than
Talk
wool.
about inventory. Does Jacaranda
Well,
hold?
We fooled them about the color, and they fooled us about the inventory, because when we met them, if you remember, they said they had 2,000 rolls in stock, and I said, no, you don't. There's nobody in the hand woven business that's carrying 2,000 rolls of broadloom in stock. And sure enough, we went to the warehouse and we saw, and we looked at one upright and we counted and we extrapolated out. They had 2,000 rolls.
So let's just talk about Tencel versus silk for a minute. If you wanted a piece of silk, how long would you anticipate having to wait for a bedroom-sized piece of silk?
Well, if it's going to be handmade, which it likely is, 20 weeks maybe. maybe more.
I'd say more than that. But just to have it made, then shipping over to the United States as another, 4 weeks, 5 weeks or so. But when you have this
In
fake
stock.
silk, this faux silk in stock, from date of order to date of receipt, 4 or 5 weeks, pretty nice difference.
Yeah, they back up, they believe in the product, they're doing it right, and they back it up.
Let's
And-
talk about the rugs now too.
Yeah, if you don't want rugs bespoke cut from broadloom in bespoke sizes, Jacaranda will make hand knotted and hand tufted rugs. They'll make them with wool, they'll make them with wool silk combinations, and they'll make them with wool tencel combinations. Just coincidentally, we happen to have a couple here to show
Coincidentally.
our friends. We'll hold a couple of these up so you can see.
All right.
On the website, there are many patterns, but as a designer,
Let's hold this the other way so they can see the patterning
you
more.
can submit
This is fine.
submit drawings to us, and we can recommend what quality and whether it should be done with silk or with tencel. We can recommend the knot count. Do you need 60 knots to make that pattern? Do you need 80 knots, depending on how fine or how detailed your pattern is? But Jacaranda will make you the product that you want.
Yeah, and I'm
hand-knotted.
not so sure, Ellen, I hope you can see this. The shiny yarn, this is wool with tencel. It's gorgeous, and it really just shows beautifully.
Yeah, usually you want to use silk or tencel just to highlight, but you can make great designs. Now this is all wool, and this will show how you can make a handmade striation using just wool. It's one of the more popular designs from Jacaranda, and it's just stunning, and it's heavy. It's beefy when you pick it up.
It's definitely heavy, and you can see how it goes from the light blues all the way down to the royal blues.
Yeah,
Just gorgeous
subtle
color.
and
Now,
beautiful.
one more thing. On the back of this is a very important label. We spoke about it before. Let's hold it up a little bit.
Here you have the Good Weave label.
Right, so if the carpet sample has the Good Weave label, you're in good company.
So that's a little bit about Jacaranda. We love the people, we love the product, we love the quality, we love how designers react to it, and end users as well.
You're right. The partnership we have, they're very trustworthy people. We love them dearly as human beings and as business partners, and we look forward to growing their brand in the United States together.
Yep, as always, reach us for samples. We'll send them to your home if you're working from home. We'll send you UPS call labels to bring them back when you're finished. We will work with you as we always do.
That's right. See, we're not shy sending out samples. We welcome the requests. Now, let me please ask you to, if you have any questions whatsoever, please reach us at info@summit-flooring.com or call us at 1-877-496-3566. If you have any topics you'd want us to cover, any ideas, any questions whatsoever, you can type to us live during our broadcast like you can right now. Pretty much, I believe, on any platform, maybe not our website, but on the other platforms, you could type to us and ask us a question. You certainly can email us, you can call us, ask us anything you want, and we look forward to responding.
Now, before we go, we have something exciting to let everyone know. Summit Live is going to start having guests starting next week.
Well, we are going to have guests. You have to realize that this is a whole new thing for us. COVID has wreaked havoc in the world, and it certainly has wreaked havoc here at Summit International Flooring. So we have developed a little television studio in our office, and we're learning which cameras to look at, and we're hoping the sound comes out, and we're hoping a lot of things. So we're also hoping next week when we have our guest, Zuleika Toscana from Fit Nice Woven Vinyl of Spain. When she comes in, we hope she stays on the whole time. She's a lovely person. We've worked with her for years. It's a woven vinyl product.
Very knowledgeable, and we'll be able to expound a lot of information about
Right.
that type of product.
Right, and so just bear with us. This is a live program, and anything could happen, and I mean anything. About 2 hours ago, we've had no air conditioning for 2 days in here, and we thought we'd be pouring sweat during this
The show would go on
presentation.
regardless.
Right, so the air conditioning finally is piped in. We have a fan, and Rocco's comfortable. The world is good.
So if you've done a project with us and you want to come in, be piped in even from your home, you want to talk about the study of why you chose a Summit product, if you want exposure for your company, and let's help each other, let's talk, let's share information, let's talk about trends in the industry. If you'd like to be part of Summit Live, give us a call. Tell us why, and maybe you'll be scheduled for a future show as well.
Thank you, Mark. As always, it's great to have you
Always.
next to me. We must not touch our face. Now,
Ooh.
we have to
Now
wash
we-
our hands, but we will. I promise.
Yikes, sorry.
Everyone, thank you for tuning in, being part of our program. It is a growing, live, living thing, and we thank you for being part of it. We look forward to seeing you every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Next week, Fit Nice, soon to be announced after that, our guest. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.